You do not understand. I saw a Nazca, took measure of his burdens.
What you are describing is a dream, nothing more.
Not a dream. A message from the great serpent himself.
With all due respect to your craft, dear sister, now is not the time for incense and ash leaves. Or do you not see the depth of the crater before you?
On the contrary, brother. I see it for what it truly is. And if we ignore this vision, Anasco will be lost to us forever.
Enough with the proselytizing. The Vindicator has returned. Ah, were you able to find Sahima? Perfect. I have no doubt Sahima's work is the key to stabilizing the morning device. If only the others had listened to her, we may not have lost so much of our great city. This leaves houses Dul Kef and Fathol.
Politics can wait. Every moment we delay, Anasco descends further into the void.
For the last time, faith will not remove the barrier. Science will.
It is the hubris of science that failed you in this moment. We reached out to the great serpent. This is his reply.
You claim he has forsaken us?
I do no such thing. The great serpent's reply is not an answer, but a question. Are we worthy of his grace? Until that is proven, your works will not succeed. I will forgive you for not knowing our customs, but I will not tolerate such blasphemy. But the proof is not in our words. It is in the vision. Anasco's presence still persists in this world, and he seeks our aid.
Fine. I feel like I've lived this argument 1,000 times, and the only way to move past it is to concede to its nonsense. Vindicator, speak to my sister. Agree to her fool's errand so that we may continue the work of saving this city.
Do you hear it? The great serpent speaks to you, guides you. I have seen visions of Anasco, searching for one bold enough to enter the heart of the vortex. And now that you are here, I know your arrival was no accident, but rather providence. Well put. The great serpent's works are imperceptible, even to heralds like myself. But rest assured, all will be revealed when you journey north. At the edge of the crater, you will find a cave carved by the anomaly. There, you will make contact with Jaskinia Varuun.
It would be unwise to ignore the Herald's counsel.
It is as the great serpent foretold. In my visions, I witnessed two futures. In the first, you breached the scaled citadel, but found Jaskinia had sunk too far into the void. And in time, all of Dazra was consumed along with him. Indeed, but there is another path. In the second future, I saw you make contact with Anasco, entering a cave through a formless wall. At its terminus was a gate, a path into the realm where our speaker resides. You stepped into this void, and in that moment, something changed. The false future, rewritten.
Roughly speaking, it could be that entering the vortex directly would allow you to speak with him. And while my readings do not show any anomalous activity, I admit there's a lot of interference. Still, that only emphasizes the potential danger involved here. I cannot approve of such an excursion on a minute chance Anasco is present. I am no heretic, but to risk so much on a vision, it is a leap of faith I cannot condone. I will not stand in your way, however, as Inaza has stood in ours.
You may not realize it now, dear brother, but our goals are one and the same. Then you must embark to the northern edge of the crater. You will find an entrance there, one that has no form. Step through it, find a Nazgul, and complete the vision. Only then will his voice be heard.
With silence. Have you abandoned me? Do you not? I hesitate to ask. Yes, I have reached out. Clearly you're right. There is still reason, but time is short. The gate is still open. Find me.
The great serpent sends you to me once again. You return. What news do you have of Anasco? Then my vision did not betray me.
Well, it would seem I owe you an apology, sister.
There is no need, brother. Your skepticism only strengthens us.
As you say. But, to the matter at hand, did Anasco mention anything that could aid us in his extraction? Yes, the pinnacle of the Citadel was modified to house the equipment to create a gate to the Vortex. If it still runs, that would explain everything we have experienced since the initial incident.
It is much more than that. Normally when I pray for Anasco's return, I sense he is lost, fading. But when I last prayed to the Great Serpent, I felt Anasco's presence clear and distinct. Even as it receded, I felt him anchored to this world. Yes, there are some who suggest that when Jinan communed with the Great Serpent, a similar bond had been established. I believe the same is true for you and Anasco.
I would need time to attempt a scientific explanation for why or how this happened, but for now, let us assume my sister is correct.
And that is the essence of faith. I do not know what lies ahead. My visions do not go beyond this point. But I do know this link will play a role. In fact, I am certain of it.
Agreed. And with this settled, we can now continue the work of aligning the noble houses. Together, we will find a way to complete the mourning device.
The outsiders, we must rebuild Dazra to its former glory.
Except we can't live without construction materials and resources. And what about this?
There are at least some areas where things have not been thrown into total chaos.
Conversation starts there. I apologize, but with the cataclysm, the investigation has been slow going. How convenient.
You're putting the growth before the horns! The issue is not the supplies, it's the workforce! This may sound right, but if we could reunite with some of the exiles from House Maleen...
The guards
Careful,
overheard
envoy.
my neighbor forsaking the Great
Nothing
Serpent.
if those who lend a hand are holding a knife.
I have not seen them in
They're
days.
completely sloughing the map. What? Too soon? It's only been about 50 years. For now, let me see what I can find out regarding the missing supplies. It's possible they were lost in the tragedy along with everything else, but I don't know for sure. Once that is sorted, we can revisit this debate.
Of course.
I confess, I'm still adjusting to my new role. Hello, Vindicator. Malibor has kept me informed of the situation. The deadlock of the High Council. I hope your presence here means things have changed. Yes, of course. I'm pleased that the Council is once again working towards a solution. It felt wrong not to help. Do you know where I was when it happened? The incident, they call it. I was in the temple next door, conversing with my cousin. I was in the middle of replying to him about... you know? I don't even recall. Some meaningless bit of family drama, I'm sure. One moment he was there, and the next, gone. My cousin, the floor, the wall, just gone. I found myself looking out at the scaled citadel, unable to comprehend. And now, here I stand, the elder of House Dulkev. Lucky? Perhaps. I have been pondering it. Whether luck is a consideration if the Great Serpent guides all things. You cannot imagine it. A single moment of pure, terrible silence. A meter's distance was all that separated me from whatever has become of Dazra. I find that through all the chaos and the scrambling since, my mind drifts back to that moment. I could be gone as well. But here I remain, spared. And I do not know why. Hopefully you can deliver them from this. But what comes after? What about the next trial? I'm sorry. I should shoulder my own burdens, not force them upon you. I've grown so tired of the Council squabbling, and I want no further part in it. I have no demands, no requests. All must serve. And House Dulkev is no exception. The Speaker has always been the guiding light of House Varuun. In his absence, it is of no surprise that some would find themselves lost, stumbling in the dark. Here is what I can tell you. Sometime before our current calamity, Jaskinia Varuun approached me looking for information about his grandfather's time. He was frustrated at the lack of progress. House Dulkev keeps extensive records, you see. While I was never told the exact reason behind the inquiry, I was able to deduce a fair amount. I provided him with the shipping manifests from the time of the Serpent's crusade, materials and equipment that suggested some highly specialized research. I told Jaskinia where those materials had been sent. Weeks later, well, you've seen the Citadel. You know as well as any where we are now. The timing is too close to be coincidence. Anasco returned from the site in unusually good spirits. He boasted of something called the Vortex Interlock, and that it was the key to unlocking some new unseen potential. Whatever records exist of this interlock were swallowed up with the Citadel. And as for the original site, executors were sent, but did not return. And we can spare no more casualties. So I suggest you visit Malin Dam to the southeast. I believe it is more than it seems. It is the only place to learn more about these vortex interlocks and what connection they may have to the events at the Citadel. And should your search be fruitful, make sure it is known that House Dulcev was proud to serve when called upon.
You can't get in there, not unless you have a card. It's fine. It was built extra strong, and the railings are all sturdy. There aren't any sharp edges. So, you're trying to get in there? You're not the first person to come here recently, you know? Jaskinia Varuun himself was here. I saw him, but he didn't talk to me. And there were too many other people around him. They all looked really serious. I heard he disappeared. Is that true? I never saw him come back out of the dam. But I did see them go in. They had cards that let them open the door. I found one after they'd left. I thought about using it, but I didn't want to get in trouble. Kavil said I should give it to him for safekeeping. So I did. Maybe he'll let you have it. Okay, good luck.
I would ask for... It is not easy. No offense, but it's not your property. I only wish to serve. I swear. You are right, though. Here, take it.
What